been a while since I posted about my 986 Boxster, so I'll be catching everybody up today on the good, the bad, and the ugly. So the good, last I posted, it was having some air oil separator issues, so I got that taken care of. It has a new air oil separator, and it also has a new water pump and thermostat, along with a ton of new coolant hoses and new coolant as well. So a refresh of both those systems, as well as a complete overhaul of the secondary air system as well, because it was throwing a couple check engine codes for that. So all of that work's been taken care of, and the seatbelt and airbag light have been cleared from the dash, and they haven't come back. So there's a lot of good news there. Bad news is that the headlights are very dim at night, and I have to take apart the headlight switch and try to clean that up with some electrical contact cleaner. I just haven't gotten to that yet. So right now I haven't been driving the vehicle at night. Another issue that has to be fixed is once it hits a certain temperature, I think it's around 215 degrees or so, the radiator fans should be coming on, and you can feel that by feeling underneath the nose of the vehicle, and you'll feel the hot air blowing out underneath the radiators. So there's one radiator on each side of the nose, and right now the driver's side radiator fan isn't coming on, so I have to take off the front bumper cover and investigate that, see what that issue is for that one radiator fan that's not kicking on. So I am able to drive it, but I typically only drive it for around 20 minutes before parking it, 25 minutes at the most. I keep an eye on that coolant temp, and I make sure that I park it once the high temperature fans come on. And then the ugly would be somebody backed into my car while it was parked, didn't leave a note. I've cleaned it up as best as I could, but they really did a number on it. I decided not to go through insurance because I have a number of vehicles and I didn't want my insurance to go up if I made a claim. So I was able to buff out what I could, but it's rather ugly and I do have to get that pulled. Now from bad to worse, I went to start my car today and the battery was dead, which was strange because I just had it out for a nice drive less than a week ago. So I hooked up the jumper cables to it, and when I connected the final connection, the negative connection on this car, the horn was beeping as loud as it possibly could, just a steady blare. So I had to disconnect it, see what the issue was. I started to investigate the fuse panel to see maybe there's a blown fuse or something. And when I was down there on the floor taking a look around, I noticed it was damp up front. And then I looked at the back and it's completely soaked down here. So that's just a pool of water. So right now I'm thinking it's the lock control unit that sits underneath the driver's seat in a little dugout, so it sits at the lowest point possible. So if any water collects, that's going to be a spot that's going to definitely see all the water flooding to it, which is a great design. So I'm pretty sure that's what's fried right now. And the thing is, I had just cleaned the rear drains. I stay on top of those, but to be honest, I forgot there were other drains in this vehicle. So I'm thinking that it could be the drains up in the front by the battery, and I have to start by disconnecting the battery first before I go ahead pulling this driver's seat. So I'll take a look there.